தமிழீழ தேசிய தலைவர் பிரபாகரன் அவர்கள் மிக்க நலமுடன் இருக்கிறார் என்ற நற்செய்தியை உலகம் முழுவதிலும் உள்ள தமிழர்களுக்கு உறுதியாக தெரிவிப்பதில் நான் மட்டற்ற மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறேன்.
If you see in this video, the old person who is speaking, his name is Pazha Nedumaran. Mr. Pazha Nedumaran is very old and he's a renowned politician. He has been in politics for a so long period. He has done some dad stunts, and yesterday at February 13, 2023, he organized a press meet saying that LTTE Captain LTTE Prabhakaran is still alive. He is going to come back and he is going to bring Sri Lanka back to its glory again, and his own group Velupillai will arise back again. So many people all over the world were stunned about this information, and there were a lot of media hype and sensation about this information. And in this video we are going to see whether this info about LTTE Prabhakaran is true or not. And we have been speaking a lot of sensational news like this. If you go into our channel, you can see a lot of videos about politics, about cricket or other sports, and a lot of things about media, movies, cine actors, and we have been also giving videos about sensational world news and how it is going to be, their predictions along with that. So this video is about Captain LTTE Prabhakaran, and is this info true or not. So this video is about Captain LTTE Prabhakaran and this info, whether it is true or not. So without any further delay, let's hop into the video. And if you are new to this channel, just don't forget to click the subscribe button along with the bell button, so whenever I post interesting and sensational content like this, you'll have the notification and you can watch the video. So I would like to give a gist about his history to say who is Prabhakaran, why the whole world was searching for him, why everyone is aroused to see Prabhakaran, and why there is a lot of sensation about Prabhakaran even though he was like dead more than a decade before. So basically Prabhakaran is his background. If you see his background, he is from a spiritual family. His father is a politician. He was not a child who was spending a lot of time with his mother. He was a father's kid, indeed a father's kid. His father used to tell him a lot of things about politics. He used to love politics and he used to read political books. He used to read political books more than his school books, and he used to ask a lot of questions which his father himself was in awe of his son. And later when he grew up, he and his friends started a small riots against Sri Lankan police, and in a later point of view, he and his father had some dispute, and Prabhakaran and his friends left out of his house and they started their life in the forest. In meanwhile, his father started going into politics rigorously, whereas Prabhakaran, he started the way of weapons. He said that we cannot achieve many things with the way of what we are doing right now, with the way of speech. I am going to follow the way of weapons and I will achieve great heights in Sri Lanka. So this is what he said, and he started his own group called Velupillai Puligal. Later he came to India. Before starting the group, he came to India and he saw there are a lot of small Sri Lankans having their own group and doing small riots in India for Sri Lankan Tamilans, but it didn't work out. So he came back again to Sri Lanka and started this Velupillai Puligal. In the starting of this group, there were only around 20 to 30 people. So some of the people were teenagers. So Prabhakaran started giving training for all the people who are in the group. He started with rigorous exercises. Then at the time there were no weapons, so the weapon training was very less. And later point of view, more and more youngsters started to join. So he wanted money for weapons, shelter and food. So he started looting a lot of banks at that period. So since his crime started to grow and grow, police started to search for Prabhakaran, and he came to India back again. He was staying in Chennai, Valasaravakkam, and due to a dispute, he shot a few people in a hotel in Pondi Bazaar. Then police arrested At the time he stated his name was Karigalan. So that is why many people call Prabhakaran also as Karigala Prabhakaran. Later when they started investigating, they came to know that it is not Karigalan, it is Prabhakaran himself. Then they immediately contacted Sri Lankan government, and the government also said that they will offer 10 lakhs if they gave Prabhakaran in exchange, but MGR refused to do that, and Prabhakaran came out in Jamin. He came back to Sri Lanka back again a little later, and after that he started to grow his group in a massive manner. And after some time he started his first war against Sri Lankan Tamil, and he killed more than 10,000 people at the time. So his power grew up slowly. Then Sri Lankan people also started to revolt back. But at the end of the day, Prabhakaran had lost a lot of people, and at the time Indian government saw that it is a good time to negotiate with Prabhakaran, and they sent a ship full of food, but Sri Lankan government refused to board the ship, and immediately Rajiv Gandhi told to take all the food in helicopter and do a food drop in Prabhakaran's place. As seen this action, Prabhakaran came terms with Rajiv Gandhi, thinking he's a genuine person and he really wanted to establish peace. But what happened is that Rajiv Gandhi told in the terms that he'll be giving 50 lakhs per month. But in order to receive the 50 lakhs, Prabhakaran should give away all his weapons, and he should do things in a very positive, calm manner without major war, and also he should not take taxes from captured Sri Lankan villages in and around. So Prabhakaran followed those things. He gave his weapons back to India, and he was hoping that he would receive the 50 lakhs. But what Indian army did was they circulated the weapons to other three groups similar like Prabhakaran. This started a group riot the group riot between themselves, where Prabhakaran did not have weapons, and other three groups started to kill people in Prabhakaran's group. So there were not many people left. So Captain Prabhakaran was forced to go into shadows and into hiding, and in the time he devised a plan to kill Rajiv Gandhi, and he came up with a human bombing plan. He was very successful with that, and after that Congress came back again with Rajiv Gandhi's death. They were very furious upon Prabhakaran. They wanted to kill him. They hold a grudge for Prabhakaran, and slowly as the Prabhakaran's army grew up, they started the third war against Sri Lanka and his army. So as the third war came by, the election came again, and Ranil Wickremesinghe established peace. He was successful in establishing peace between Sri Lankan's army and Prabhakaran's army. Though that peace didn't go for more than 3 to 4 years, as Ranil Wickremesinghe's election came again and he lost. And at the time, Prabhakaran and the current person who was in power, they had a few things in common. So they thought they both can join and take over the other three groups who tried to kill Prabhakaran in the previous war. So they joined forces, the Sri Lankan government and Prabhakaran joined forces, and they started a war against the three groups who killed a lot of Prabhakaran soldiers in the past, and they were successful. Prabhakaran's army started to grow in a massive manner, and it was up to a point where Prabhakaran had resources, where he had a lot of ships and he had a lot of flights, and he had resources to a point where he could run his own government. So Prabhakaran grew in a massive manner at that period. And similarly at the period, if you see, twin tower bombing happened, and a lot of people in America died. An anti-terrorism group started in a full-fledged manner, and because of the anti-terrorism group, the help Prabhakaran was getting was severed. He did not get a lot of help, but even though the help he was having, he started the fourth war against Sri Lanka back again. So Sri Lanka wanted to kill Prabhakaran at this point because it was starting to get meaningless, and their economy was crashing in a major manner. So India came forward with a grudge of killing Rajiv Gandhi, and many others came forward and helped to kill Prabhakaran, and they were successful in that. So later point of view, Prabhakaran's body was shown where he was killed by a bullet. When this fourth war was happening, my Guruji Shri K.V. Gopalakrishnan gave predictions saying that Prabhakaran will die, but not because of cyanide. He'll be killed by a bullet. So he'll not eat cyanide and die. He'll take a bullet and die. So that prediction came true, and very successful to an extent where he took a bullet in his forehead and he died. There was real images about Prabhakaran's death, but you can wonder then how come Prabhakaran is alive today and he is going to come up. So that, if you see, there is also a lot of conspiracy theories saying that the body is different. It is not Prabhakaran himself, it is a fake photo. And Sri Lankan government, when Indian government wanted to close the case of Rajiv Gandhi, they asked for Prabhakaran's death certificate to Sri Lankan government, and the Sri Lankan government did not give the Prabhakaran's death certificate. So which means Sri Lankan government is having Prabhakaran, so Prabhakaran is not died. There is a lot of conspiracy theories going on like that. It has been going for the past 10 years. It was all in a very closed and a small manner, but this press meet yesterday started everything, and this news is going like fire everywhere in a national manner, international manner. But if you see Prabhakaran's horoscope, his Ayush, his lifeline has already ended. There is no chance for Prabhakaran to come back, and while dying, his whole Velupillai inner circle, his whole family, his whole Sangam, Kulam, Gotram, Varnam, Jati, and everything was killed in a massive manner by Sri Lankan government, and there is zero chance that Prabhakaran is going to come back again. So there is nothing but a small you can even say it is a fake news, but it is up to each and every person who believes in Captain Prabhakaran. And I would like to say that if you see Pazha Nedumaran, he has been speaking about Prabhakaran for more than 10 years. If you go in YouTube and if you search for that, he has spoken that Prabhakaran is still living about 4 years ago, 7 years ago, 10 years ago, 11 years ago. This Prabhakaran is still alive news has been going on by Pazha Nedumaran for quite a long time. If you've seen this video also, it's quite old. We cannot know whether like he is in a correct mindful condition, he is in a stable condition to know what he is speaking to give such claims. So he is too old to be giving such claims, and it is highly big doubt to see whether he is in a correct mindful position to give these kind of claims. So to the basic manner, we all know why many people are very much willing to see Prabhakaran, why many people are afraid to see Prabhakaran, and why this news is spreading like fire because of Prabhakaran's history. He has killed a lot of people in a ruthless manner, and still Sri Lanka is facing minor problems till this generation because of killing a lot of people. So this news, I cannot say it is a fake, but there is a great chance that Prabhakaran is dead and he will not come back again. We have been speaking a lot of interesting videos like this. You can go to my channel and you can view those predictions, and if you want to know more about these kind of sensational news, don't forget to subscribe and also click the bell button. And further, we are going to see more interesting news about BJP, Rama temple, and Jesus statue in Rio, and Turkey Syria earthquake. Do subscribe and also click the bell button to know more about these kind of issues, and let's meet in the next video. Thank you very much.